Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me, Matt here, and today I want to talk about what I would do differently if I started lucid dreaming over from scratch, from day one as a complete beginner. So, first of all, maybe I should talk a bit about what being a beginner lucid dreamer was like for me. It was hard. I didn't really know where to go for information. I didn't know where the best information was. So I ended up just sort of piecing random bits of information from different sources together. Some of it was really good, some of it not so much. I also had some major struggles, and I found that there wasn't a lot of information out there at this point about the struggles that you face with lucid dreaming. Most of the information was about getting lucid or about dream control, but not so much about what you do if that dream control just isn't working for you, or what you do if all of your lucid dreams are too short. And these were things that I myself genuinely struggled with. In fact, with the latter one, with dreams being too short, that was something that I struggled with for years. It took me quite a long time to overcome some of these problems, and so looking back, I really wish I could start over at some times so I could just get through that whole early stage of not knowing what I was doing, getting stuck on things, having short lucid dreams, and get through that stage a lot quicker. And when I talk to beginner lucid dreamers today, I see the same kinds of issues that I was having. I see simple mistakes that can easily be avoided. I see stuff that isn't talked about as much as I think it should be. And overall, there's a lot of room for improvement. There are a lot of ways that people could be saving themselves a lot of time and having a much better lucid dreaming experience. So what are some of the things that I learned that would help change that? Well, one of them is how I feel it is crucial to build an optimal foundation upon which to base your lucid dreaming journey. And this is actually especially crucial for people to learn these days, because these days there's even more lucid dreaming information online, so it's easy to get lost in all the techniques and potentially miss out on the core important details. Things such as your dream journal. I've seen so many people tell me that they're having trouble getting lucid, or that they're having trouble remembering their dreams, and I ask them, about their dream journaling process, and they're just like flabbergasted, like, what do you mean? I'm not dream journaling, why would I be doing that? To some of you, that's an obvious blunder. Obviously, if you don't have a dream journal, you're probably not going to have the best dream recall, and you're not going to remember some of your lucid dreams as well. But in the world of YouTube and algorithms that just recommend you what they think you want to watch, there is a good chance that you will miss information about something crucial like the dream journal. And so you may neglect this fundamental part of lucid dreaming and have far less success as a result. That's why in my book I dedicated a whole chapter just to building a solid foundation for lucid dreaming, so that you can make sure that you set up a good base before you actually start plopping down a load of techniques. And speaking of techniques, that's another thing that I would do differently if I was a beginner all over again, is I would try out a lot more of them. Because something that I've realised over the years, both from my own experiences and from working with beginners themselves, is that people have different tendencies with regards to lucid dreaming techniques. Some people are going to find the technique that you find super easy, super hard, and vice versa. Now, a lot of times that just comes down to, misunderstanding the technique or something, so that can be easily fixed. But sometimes some people do just do better with certain techniques than other people do. When I started writing my book, I initially had the idea of just focusing on the techniques that I'm best at myself and just focusing on those. But then, as I spent more time on it and as I was working with more and more people, I realized that that's not a good idea, because as much as those techniques are the most effective for me and get me better results, if I did that, someone out there is going to struggle with those techniques. Someone out there is going to find that they're not right for them, and then they're going to struggle with the whole book as a result. So that's why in my chapter on getting lucid, I ended up putting 9 techniques in the book. Another thing that I would have focused on more is taking the time to understand belief and expectation. I don't think I really grasped how crucial that was as a beginner. It wasn't until years later, when I developed more experience, that I saw just how powerful your belief and expectation can be, and also just how easily you can manipulate your expectations of things to get better results. And I know we're going to see a bit of a recurring theme here, which is that this is yet another thing that I've covered in my book. You might be starting to get the idea here, which is that why I wrote this book was precisely to deal with one thing, and that is the problems that I had as a lucid dreamer, the things that could have gone much more smoothly if I had a much more structured learning experience. Which is the next thing that I wanted to get at. I think that if I could go back and start over again, I think the number one thing that I would do is find some sort of structure to how I was actually learning things, rather than just picking up a piece here and a piece there and just kind of cobbling it together and hoping that both of them work. I would actually go for something more structured like a book. Now I know in a sense, since all of these things are things covered in my book, this video is kind of like doubling as a shameless plug. In part that was intentional because the book is currently on sale, but in part that's just because I do think someone should have a structured approach to learning. So if you're sitting there and you're going, Matt, I do not want your book, then I can recommend a couple of other authors that you could potentially look at instead, which would be Daniel Love, who you might know from his YouTube channel, or Stephen LaBerge, who helped popularize lucid dreaming. But if you do enjoy my content and my teaching style, then perhaps you do want to check out the link in the pinned comment and take advantage of the 35% off sale that's currently going on until July 23rd on my book. There's also another video that I should put in the top right hand corner that talks a bit more about the book and what each of the chapters covers and what problems it can help you solve. So if your attention is piqued but you're kind of on the fence and you want to know if it's right for you, then I would recommend checking out that video first before you check the sale link. But really, whether you check out my book or not, what I recommend is finding some solid, structured approach to your lucid dreaming learning. Don't just cobble bits together from one YouTube video and another. While I do like you guys watching my channel, I also want you to have some kind of structure to your learning as well. So perhaps check out either mine or one of the other authors I've suggested books, or even perhaps structure your own learning. Break lucid dreaming down into its core fundamental aspects and get yourself a list of resources for each of those things. It could be, 5 videos from different YouTube creators. It could be, 5 written guides on the internet. It could be 3 different books. The final thing that I wish I did differently as a lucid dreaming beginner is I wish that I started sooner. So I had my first lucid dream at 16, and when I say I wish I started sooner, I don't mean that I wish I had a lucid dream earlier than that, although that would have been cool. What I'm talking about is I wish I started actually practicing techniques sooner. Because believe it or not, when I had that first lucid dream, I did not immediately go off and start practicing techniques to have more. I had that lucid dream naturally, spontaneously, and I just sort of left it at that. I was interested in lucid dreaming, I wanted to have more, but for whatever reason, there just wasn't like that pull in me. I didn't feel like I had what it took to, be able to do that of my own right. I thought it was just something that was going to happen to me from time to time and that would be it. It wasn't for another year or two until I started learning techniques and started getting lucid on a regular basis. If I was a lucid dreaming beginner again, I would not have wasted that time. I would have got started right away. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications so you can stay up to date when my new videos come out. And if you want to keep watching, check out one of the videos on screen, go watch that and I'll see you there soon. Take care and have some awesome lucid dreams.